Hi, Elena with Stretchy R. We're going to go over a reformer class that is going to, we're going to get on our reformer, that is going to be a stretch-based class. So, no really classical moves here. Just going to be about stretching. Stretching is very important. Lay down. Stretching is really important. Reach his legs over. Reach your arms forward. It's a light spring. Rather than roll down. However you need to get there. Feel balanced. Let's let our legs be draped. And let's find some calmness in our soul. Feel the heaviness of your body. Just carry. Bring your palms up to the ceiling. This is too light of a spring where the person in the carriage feels that they can't control themselves. You can do, especially this first part, on the heavier spring setting, so it feels more stable underneath your body. It's challenging to have the palms up here. You're more than welcome to bring the arms more wider to allow for that in your shoulders. Feel the heaviness of gravity. But at the same time, it's like a comfortable blanket. One that's held us down our whole lives. So, from here, rub your palms down just so you feel a little more stable. Let's bring one sole of the foot towards the midline and the other. So the side of the foot's going to be on the bar and the soles of the feet are going to be touching. This is a big range of motion for some, so be careful wherever you're at. You need to push the carriage out, make it more comfortable. You need to find some padding underneath one of the bones or the hips. Even if you support it with your hands, and that makes you feel a little bit more supported in that hip socket. Feel free. You're more than welcome to bring the bar down lower. Or even do this on the edge of the carriage as a reformer, the edge of the reformer bed. Let's bring both knees to one side, doesn't matter what side it is. Let's bring that knee over, join to the other. Spread those feet out where they're about hip width apart. Just breathe. Keep breathing here. And let's think about a beautiful body. God, we have it. We're blessed with it. Wherever it is right now on this stage. Wherever it's going, you're helping it out. Being aware of what it needs. Sometimes it's just telling us something. You need to breathe into the space, create space of something to let go, that's just bothering it. Just bring our knees over the other way. In our body, it just whispers at first. Find wherever it's comfortable for you. Just be. Body whispers. Our body starts to talk louder and louder. So it absolutely captures our attention. Don't ignore it. You need to go there and create space for it.
Sometimes where it's screaming, and sometimes where it's screaming, it's coming from another side. It's just pulling up that edge that's screaming. So go both ways. Slide the knees over to one side. Spine needs to be a little wider on your way over. Slide the knees over to the other. Keep this up. We all have different reformers out there. I want to bring this bar setting where it's closer to the edge of the bed of this reformer. So it creates more space for whatever body type is on the reformer doing this. Feel free. Get ready to headrest high. For necks that don't find comfortability, lay it back like this. I ask you to try to join to get your headrest lower and lower. Just like I say when standing, our ears align with our shoulders align with our ribs align with our hips. Notice this lane here. We have that. Sometimes I know our necks are not balanced. Just try to calm that nervous system. Have a headrest, but just slowly allow it to get lower and lower. However your nervous system can take it. No pressure. With these feet staying wide, we're going to stay over to one side. Just find some breath here. Big breath. Filling up every aspect of your abdominal back cavity. The rib cavity. Your whole core gets blown up with air. And when you exhale, let it go softly. I still like to get every morsel of it out Pilates style. Get that stale air out of me. Inhale. Pull yourself up, create space. The spines need that space created with a big breath. Exhale. You know what can make your disc and your back get a little bit more open? Bring your knees to the other side. It's a little bit more juice, a little bit more glide, a bit more fluid can get into those beautiful discs. Big breath in. Oh, it can create that space to make those discs get that beautiful fluid. Exhale, blow it out. But you can guess it's our breath. When you breathe in, you make those ribs move, yeah. You make those ribs move. You separate those ribs that are connected to the spine bones. And because our ribs are connected to one top spine bone and another bottom spine bone, it separates that disc with a big breath. And it gets more space and fluid. And you exhale, let it go. The more you know. Bring your knees forward to the ceiling, to the sky, whatever you're looking at. Oh, now straighten your legs. Now, we got a light spring. I'm gonna go to the arches of my feet. Please be careful here, especially if you are used to working on the reformer. It's just very light, so don't lose yourself when you straighten out here. Now, we have our feet, arches of our feet grounded. And just be here. And just start to walk our feet. Where we're just, I'm going a half a centimeter down and a half a centimeter down. With the left foot and then the right foot. The left foot, don't lose it. Especially if it falls in the feet and the toes. Find the range of motion, find that level of control where it's like, okay, I can get to that point, and then go up. Now when you go up, find that heavy pad of the foot, wherever that pad is that's touching at the moment. Is touch the pad of that bar. Now, one of these hip flexors a little. Try to find that balance there. I like this little movement. It's great for the hips. Find how far you can go to that heel. You can go down. Right to the middle of the foot. Now, take a big breath in here. And then roll the feet inward, towards one another. And roll the feet outward like you're creating a bowl of soup. And then roll the feet inward towards one another. Take your shot went off the soles of your feet to the sides. Keep this up. Now no pinching or pain down the leg. Now I want you to really think about the juice that's happening in the leg bones as you're doing this. I want that juice scour the pelvis. 47% of our flexibility is in those hip sockets. So really just getting there, scouring it, and then allowing the body to find that comfortability in that spot where it's like, oh God, what's happening? Try to find those spots and be like, no, I got this. It doesn't have to be that shaky, don't worry about it. Teach it that you have it under control. At least try to find it anyway. Bend your knees in. Right over those second toes. Good. Now, put a long right in. That's great. I want you to bring your legs over the bar. Mind the heaviness of your body. Now, I want you to peel your lower back off the mat. So the booty's connected, but you just peel that lower back off. I'm gonna lift my arm so you can see what's happening in my back. I'm gonna bring it back down because I want that stability. And then bring the low back down to the carriage. Really press it in. If you had a tail, tuck it in between your legs and feel that low back go around. And then again, arch that spine where your back leaves, lower back leaves off that carriage. And then again, slowly, bone by bone, see if you can feel every spine bone. Touch back down to the carriage, and then once it's down, start to curl that tail in between the legs if you had it. Lift that little tailbone up, sacrum, that low pelvis, low part of the spine. Bring that lower back down, arch that lower back off the carriage. And then again, slowly bone by bone, along the opposite way, bring the low back down onto the carriage, and then tucking a tail in between our legs. Feel balance from the left and right side. Feel the ease in it, and at the same time, try to find that range of motion. Pelvic tilts in a classical Pilates world, super traumatic ones at that, which if our spine can do it, go there. Don't lose it. Try to find that ultimate control over both sides of that movement. Okay, we're gonna find a neutral spine. What's a neutral spine? I would say in between those two crazy movements, but not really. I would say with a low back, maybe kisses. Or, I always talk about in class, if your pelvis had a top of the structure is pointed right at the bottom of the rib structure, because two structures are just mirroring one another. There. So find it. Okay, we're gonna roll off to the side. Let's keep this calm nervous system. So find the feet onto the bar. I'm gonna slowly roll off to the side. I'm gonna slowly bring my feet off to the side and slowly push myself up. If you have your people in your classes, especially in a light carriage like this, really show them, help them on and off. I like to do that before class. If it's in that kind of environment. Ooh man, I feel good. Okay, so we're gonna stay on this blue spring. Let's have our feet on the middle of our carriage facing one side. Ankles are down, right underneath those knees. We have a halo bar. The other arm reaches out. We're gonna reach up and over. Keep the feet grounded. Then the knees go blue. And then you're gonna come back up to this nice vertical spine. And again, you're gonna exhale, reach up and over. Find yourself in between two planes of glass. Now remember, we don't make crazy range of motion. So if you're kind of curling forward in your upper body, really pull back and find that proper alignment and then come out of it. Again, up and over. Keep those feet grounded so you can feel that stretch in the side of the leg, side of the hip. That
lateral band in our fascial world. One more time, everyone. Exhale up and over. Come on. Okay. Our hands are going to go to the shoulder stoppers. Round forward. Sit up nice and tall. Eyes up to the ceiling. Eyes go down. No pinch, no pain. Round yourself forward. So we're using these shoulder stoppers to take a little deeper. So we're rounding over right in that upper abdominal area. One more time. Exhale, round forward. Really curl forward. Squeezing the rib cage. Drain out that lymphatic system. Drain out that liver right there. Inhale, get tall. Look forward. Take your hands off. We're gonna have our hands off. From here, I really have to lean a little bit more. I have to twist a little bit more. Look up to the ceiling. There's a push-pull relationship that's happening in my arms right here. One arm's pushing, one arm's pulling. Love that relationship. Tuck the chin to the chest, around in the upper rib, just like what we were doing. Good. Inhale. Good. Flexion with rotation. This is a O to R. Small barrel work here. Exhale as you flex forward, but think of all the benefits. It's wringing out that lymphatic system right there. Inhale, come up. Good. Exhale, ring forward. Get all that nasty out the tummy. Good. Inhale. Good. Allow everything to process better. Squeeze it. Let's look forward. We're going to twist to the front. And go over to the other side. Try not to go too fast here. I'm going to walk over because we were working on a calm nervous system for this class, and it'll start from here. So, middle of the carriage, feet are flat. Just hand is on the bar, other arm is reaching out. You're going to reach up and over. The feet stay grounded here. Remember those ankles and knees stay in alignment. You're in between two planes of glass. Inhale, come out of it. Good. Exhale, press up and over. Ring out that rib cage right there. Inhale, come up. Stack that spine up with that breath. Create space in the spine. Exhale, up and over. Feel that stretch in the side body by keeping those feet grounded. Inhale, come up. We have one more NS. Exhale as we go up and over. Let me come up. Okay. Now from here, we're going to have our hands on the shoulder stoppers. You're going to turn and face the risers. Sit nice and tall. And then on an exhale, you're going to flex forward in the upper body. Fold over the upper abs. And then inhale, sit up nice and tall. Stay rotated. Exhale, if you have pinching and pain in the knees, you have those legs hip width apart and then neutral alignment. That lifted work my adductors. So I'm choosing to keep my legs together. If you stick with me, I change it up. Depends on the day. Change practice. You never move the same. Inhale, sit tall. Look forward. We're going to go in the other direction. Good. Slowly go over. Hands on the bar. It's a push-pull relationship. It's going to feel different. Now from here, you're going to bring your eyes down, flex forward, and inhale, look up. Feel that nice back stretch. Exhale. Be more dramatic with that exhale. Force all that stale air out of the body. And then inhale, fill up the lungs so you can create that space in your spinal column. Please, it's begging you. Exhale as you slowly go down, flex forward. Inhale,
come up back to neutral. We're gonna look forward, bring your hands forward. We're gonna step off the reformer. We're gonna go into our lunge stretch. So from here, I'm gonna like this blue spring. If you feel like you have somebody that really doesn't know how to control this carriage, you go to a red, but it is heavy, so they're having to fight that weight. So keep that in mind. Your knee is down, my foot's right underneath that, or bar setting, knob, whatever you got. Find that lunge stretch. Ooh, and then go side to side. So when you stretch, you must stay nice and calm in your mind. And you must just slither along from side to side, gathering up different areas in your fascial network, fascial net, along the way, grabbing it. There's certain spots that get super stuck. On more. Feel it go all the way up to its connection inside. Now, the front leg, be aware of your class. You're gonna straighten this leg out. You're gonna have your hands on the reformer. This light spring allows you to be able to control this. Find your split. I'm gonna lower myself down, bow down to myself. And that's from side to side. Remember that slither. So our lunge stretch and our split. So classically, if you're doing a classical class, when you do your lunges, you get into this lunge stretch and this split right after. Good. Find the calm. You know, every time you get in that stretch, your body's like, oh no, it's tight. That's what you look for every time you stretch. You just gotta find the calm there. Knock on that door and say, hey, meet it with love. Try to get further, and let's get out of this. Slowly come up. Don't rush yourself. We're gonna go over the other side. We're gonna walk about. Feel the lift out of your hip for that balance. We're gonna find our foot on the shoulder stopper. Other foot's on the ground underneath where the bar connection is. Or the knob, press out into your lunge stretch. And then we go side to side, getting deeper. The further we go, never bouncing, never going quick. Reminding that when our body has to get into this range of motion, then it's like, oh, there's nothing to worry. I know how to control myself in this position. I know how my brain can grab onto it. Really remind you to teach you that. Now, we're going to straighten out the bottom leg. If you feel comfortable, find your hands on the side of the carriage and then bow down, roll down to wherever a good position is for you. And then once you're there, side to side. Find the calmness in the storm. Don't let it be a storm. And if it is, good things come. Gotta go there a little. I'm gonna come out of this position. Help yourself up. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this bar setting as it is. I'm gonna look at a little bit more spring setting on here. So I am gonna put 2 legs on and keep that good. So you're down with that, so your feet work. I usually like to have my spring set when my feet work, so it's ready for me. I'm gonna put it on there for the next time. So efficient knee is there. So I'm gonna have it heavy. And if this is still too much for you to in control, you can put another bar on, another spring on there. So this bar goes to the bra line, the mid-thoracic, of the spine. If you have a bra line, you know that. Okay, so once you're there, the carriage moves a little bit, that's okay. We have our hands released back on your head. You have your thumb tracing down your neck. You're gonna inhale as you go back over the bar. You're gonna exhale as you come up.
Inhale as you go back over the bar. Exhale as you come up. We got one more. Exhale, come up. Good. Elbows open out wide. And then like the right elbow reaches down to the side where the bar connects, and then the left elbow does. Side to side. Like a windshield wiper on a vehicle. Cleaning the window. My legs are really resting on the shoulder stoppers, so I'm bringing intention to keep my inner thighs together. Now, after this next pass, let's finish it out. We're going to go right to the middle, fall back, however back you can handle it. If it's right here, that's okay. If you're all the way back, ballerina, that's great. I'm supporting my head. We got lots of arteries, blood vessels as a whole, I'll say, and nerves. Bring your neck side to side. So I'm just stretching over here. Neck side to side. That are right here. And they like to sometimes be slack, so I'm not letting my head go back all the way right now. Sometimes they like to be calmly talked to first, and then they'll let go to bigger range of motion. And I'm just going side to side, bringing one ear to one shoulder, no print to no frame. Keeping a little bend in my neck. Now I'm gonna go back to my head. I'm gonna let my head go. If you need that support with your arms, do so. My palms are up. I'm gonna open my mouth. Close it. Underbite. Open. And close it. Underbite. One more. Open. And close it. Hands go back behind your head. Help your head up. Let a little blood flow happen for a second. Be careful with your audience. Remind them to not push too hard. Remind yourself that. Okay. Now from here, that all can open up to this range of motion in their hips, so be patient. Sometimes people can stay bent over here and do one at a time. Actually, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, I have one leg over, left leg is bent. I have my hands on the shoulder stoppers. I'm gonna just fall forward, round the center spine and come up. I'm gonna fold forward and come up. I'm gonna bring my foot a little bit closer to the shoulder stopper. If your foot was a little there and you need to get away from it, do it. Rounding forward and coming up. One more. Rounding forward and coming up. Now I bring my foot a little bit closer to the shoulder stoppers. Rounding forward and come up. Rounding forward and come up. I'm gonna bring my foot a little closer towards my thigh. Now on this next pass, not this one, round forward and come up. I want you to find the position of your foot, lower leg bone, that really you need. Round forward and come up. Round forward and stay. Let's go side to side here. Good. Slithering along, getting further and further on this journey of our flexibility. Around the spine, come out. Let's go to the other side. One foot is grounded, that foot just stays. I just allow it to be fold down over that leg and the shoulder stoppers round up. You could always do the opposite with your spine when it comes to stretching, because you move all kind of ways in our day-to-day life. Bring your foot either further away or close to the shoulder stopper. You know what we did to the other leg, so just find different positions for that foot. So you can get different areas of that. Move that foot. I'm going close to the shoulder stopper this time. Nice and slow would be really nice. Hold on. Oh, a little fast. One more time. Pull down. Side to side. No, I'm sorry, friends. Come out. Bring that foot in another location wherever you feel like you need it the most. Go down and up. Come back. And fall down, find it side to side. Get further along. Notice sometimes we are holding ourselves in our flexibility. Our arms are pressing somewhere trying to hold us. Let go. Don't be scared. Notice, be like, what if? What if happens? You might tumble a little bit. Do whatever you need to do to support yourself. Just see if you can get a little further. Now come up. Okay, that feels so good. Okay. All right, I'm gonna hang my booty off to the side. My hands are on the carriage. My feet are wide. I sway side to side of my legs. I'll fall off the carriage. Now, bring these feet together. And in a little space, put them on a carriage. My feet are hip width apart. I know I sit together. Find those butt bones, sit bones, the bones of your bone that are sitting down on that carriage. Right now. From this point, find somebody pull you from the top of the head, get tall there. And at the same time, that beautiful gravitational comfort blanket that we started thinking about in class at the beginning. Feel that settle on you. Feel that soften those shoulders. Feel them drape on the skeleton. But you don't have to hold on to certain things. You need to be reminded to have that floating relationship with our relationship with gravity. Tell our beautiful vessel thank you. I'll remember to stretch. We need to stay nice and hydrated in our fluids and our bodies. Take big breaths so our spinal column can get space and those beautiful discs can get nice and hydrated. Tell your body thank you. Thank y'all for joining. I hope you had a lovely stretch class and I'll see you next time. Enjoy.